Well, good evening, everybody out there on YouTube. Welcome to the Ol'skool Reefer channel. I'm Sparky Mike. Thought I'd give an update on the remodel around the reef tank. This is that little tiny discus I ended up with about 6 months ago after a big guy died, unfortunately, and this guy's growing like a weed. But he's about 4.5 inches, close to 5, top to bottom already. And one of our monster clown loaches. So anyways, on with the tour. Hi, Mo. I have not scraped the glass real recently, so forgive me. Everybody seems happy, healthy, and growing like a weed. I'm gonna have to harvest this coral. We'll cash it in. And frags. But anyways, I built this fish tank in place over my stairwell over 4 years ago, and it was so nice compared to what the kitchen was that I had to remodel my kitchen. So here is the latest. Tore the floor clear down to the structural flooring, repaired the subfloor hardy backer board, and laid a whole bunch of tile edging. Actually took down walls first and beamed the ceiling, and of course took out walls in around the stairwell, which used to be right here. Set the tank over the stairwell, and it took us a couple years to get around to remodeling the kitchen. So my skills at building fish tank stands and canopies came in handy as I started building cabinets. So we got our stove in. I got the countertops done the other day. Of course, we wanted kind of granite, but ended up with butcher block. I got all the butcher block for about $600. Cutting board, of course. And did a countertop, cut it out, our new sink, faucet, window sills. I have about $800 worth of backsplash that I picked up for about $400. So we're gonna do the whole wall. We still have a bunch of cabinet shit to make, of course, and a whole bunch of lighting we put in. So there's the progress anyways. Ended up getting a new kitchen table out of it. And new half wall. The catwalk, of course, right here that tips down. Service catwalk. And Mama, of course, wanted a tip up countertop that would swing up and prop up to add more space. So there's the update to the kitchen remodel. Floor came out absolutely gorgeous. Found stair and edge moldings for doing stair edges. And of course, trim strip along the tile. I found some things to repair the stairs, so we're about to paint those and do the stairwell here. So it's looking a whole lot better around here. Anyways, that's my update to the remodel around the reef tank. A quick look downstairs. That one Kessel light that I was complaining about the other week, it has quit flickering and has started working properly again, so it's not down here driving me crazy nuts. Yay! And the Tatomorpha tank, of course, is almost always overgrown and full of tato. I might have to do another harvest here. Baby peppermint shrimps are growing up, so. Oh, tip of the day. Probably should tell you. My pH probe has probably not been replaced in the 4 years that I've had the system here, so my pH started dropping down into the 7.9s, like everybody I hear complaining on YouTube and stuff, and a few people that have commented on my videos. And the best thing I can tell you is go out and get yourself a cheap pH probe, like a Hanna pH Plus, I guess you would call it. See if I can show you here. Here you go. Go buy yourself a cheap Hanna Pro pH tester and check it, and you'll find out that your pH is probably a lot higher than your probe is telling you. And so go ahead and replace your pH probe. They say 18 months to 24 month lifespan. After 4 years, it's definitely shot. So I did go out and buy a new one, yet I have been lazy enough to not replace it. And of course, I've manually adjusted all my set points for the dosing and stuff to compensate for the lower pH. But my pH is actually 8.25 or something. So, and although it says 7.97, so it's off by 0.25 or something. So tip of the day, replace your pH probe every so often, and or compensate for it. Buy yourself a cheap, little accurate Hanna pH checker to double check yourself. So alright everybody, have a great night. Thumbs up, take care, subscribe if you haven't, and talk at you later.